Hi, thank you for joining me. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here, but this live will be going up once I'm done, so I'm just going to get right into it. First, I want to say thank you to those of you who have been watching my videos and who have been, you know, following me a little bit on my journey, and I feel really excited to be trying some different content. I mean, I feel like this is still relaxing, but I feel like I wanted to talk about things that interest me. And so that's why tonight we are talking about glamour magic. Now, I have a couple notes, but hi to those of you who are coming in. I have a couple notes, but I'm really just gonna be, sharing some of my thoughts. So, glamour magic has been circulating a little bit on the internet, and it is something that piqued my interest. And I'm just speaking from my experience and things that have been said and done for a long time and across many platforms. So I want to make a disclaimer that this doesn't require you to be a part of any specific culture or belief system. I'm more interested in kind of the metaphysical aspect of it, because I think what it is essentially is manifesting and creating and affirming self-concept with your minds. And there's a mysticism behind it, right? Because it's called magic. But if we look at it from a more scientific standpoint, it's more about vibration. And when I say vibration, I don't mean high vibrational, low vibrational, that new age. That's not exactly what I'm referring to, but that can play into it. But what I'm talking about is how each individual has their own vibration that is unique to them and that is aligned with them. And so the most important thing, and what is at the core of any sort of glamour or beauty enhancements, is knowing yourself and prioritizing yourself, and doing it from a place of not wanting to fix or change, but to expand and to be liberated in some way, or to express in some way. And it's really tapping into that creative side of you. And like I said, it's knowing yourself. So everyone is different, and we have different things that interest us in that interest us creatively. And for me, getting glam is one of them. Now, I have gone through a long journey when it comes to this, because I have had many different looks, and that's something I really enjoy. I like switching it up, and that's fun for me. And the point of it is that it should be fun. It should be enjoyment and excitement, and that's what any type of manifesting should be, but especially this, because it's about feeling good about yourself. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought, but let's look at my notes. This is why I have these. Oh yeah, I was talking about creativity and tapping into your inner child, and that goes along with the vibration that I was talking about earlier. So what I meant by that is, you know, we all have our unique signatures, and someone who explains this really well, and she calls it kind of like piloting your energy, piloting your vibration. Her name is Maima, and her account is called Maima Vibratoire, but she gets more in depth about, you know, how to be true to yourself, because that's where it all starts. Now, let's see if I can use some examples, because I feel like that's more practical. Okay, so I love water. I come from an island in the Caribbean, so I love beaches, and I always feel really recharged when I can spend time in the sun and on the beach. There's a lot of different herbs that I find really suit me and that I feel drawn to. And speaking of that, let's set the ambiance with some cinnamon. Now, cinnamon can be burned as an incense, and I love cinnamon because it has a really warm, spicy fragrance to it, but it also has that swirl, which is a beautiful symbol. And it is believed by many to be a spice that is great for abundance. Now, spells are going to be unique to you, but you can definitely be influenced or align with what someone else may do. And when it comes to cinnamon, something I have seen online is women getting cinnamon like with their manicures. My nails are natural right now, but they have the esthetician, cosmetologist put cinnamon underneath their manicured extensions to, you know, bring abundance to everything that they touch. So that's one example of, and it's not really as mystical or magical as it seems, but it's the intention behind it. It's the intention that's really important, and not shaping it to be anyone else's, you know, beauty or life, but like making it your own and enjoying that and being selective. Whew. Okay, I have another object to show because, you know, I'm doing a little haul as well. But this is this beautiful glass tray. This is so pretty. And I like to put my incense, my cinnamon in here. A little ASMR. I know that's what y'all are here for. Also, this is my first time going live. I don't even know how to read the chat, if there is a chat, but let's go to some other objects that we can talk about. I have this beautiful jar. Now, glamour magic, about intention. You can set intentions on objects that you use in your beauty routine. I feel like this is common, and you can get creative with it. You can do like really any object, but this you could put some sort of, I don't know, liquids, some sort of fragrance. Maybe some of those, like, do you guys know those sticks that have like the oil on the end? That's cute. But I actually got this at the dollar store, so it's not even about how much money you spend. It's just the environment that you create around you that can help you get into the mood and the feeling of whatever it is that you're trying to channel or create or embody. Okay, let's go. Let's see what I wrote down. Oh yes, this is something else I love about glamour magic is it can be used to amplify and work in, you know, work with your other manifestations. So, you know, you can associate certain things that you do with your beauty routine, with your glamour, and you can think, whenever I do this, or whenever someone compliments this part of me, or you know, it can be anything, then more abundance comes my way, more whatever it is that you want to bring in. And that's why it's important to be selective, because you don't want to bring in just anything. And I look at trends in a positive way, because I know on social media there can be a lot of trends that are constantly changing and evolving and eventually repeating. So that's the important thing to remember, is that you can grab what you want and what you like and leave the rest behind. And that applies to information too. When you're listening to information from anyone here or anywhere else, you can take what you want and leave what you don't, you know? Because you should be doing what you feel is right and collaborating with and having a community with and communicating with others that feed you and that you guys reflect each other in some way. Or there's something that you want to learn or something that you admire. I really need some water. Let me see. Oh, okay. I turned on the live chat. Cute. Now I can see if anyone, you know. Let's continue. Oh, magnetism. So, your beauty magic or glamour magic can be focused on you because there's nothing outside of you that you need. You have everything inside of you. You have everything inside of you. And you can be creative with what you do and how you adorn yourself. And the whole point of it is to become more magnetic to whatever it is you want to attract. And you don't have to do the most in some ways, you know. If you want to, you should. If you can, you should. But in some ways, like, I'm someone who feels like it is an amazing feeling to see the beauty that you were born with and to always be kind to yourself and to speak love into the way that you were created. So you don't have to search or do something that is unreasonable or do something that is, you know, everyone has their limits. Everyone has their, what makes them comfortable and what makes them confident. And in the end, it's what makes you confident and what makes you feel good. Now, let's get into some other objects and how they can be used and stuff. This is one of my favorites. It's a balm, but it is the gloss sticks. Yeah, the gloss balm sticks from Fenty Beauty. Okay, the packaging already, I don't know if you can see, but it's like, yes, it's sparkly. And this color is purple, and the shade is Icy Amethyst. But for one, having beauty products with packaging or creating products or can, you know, bring this feeling of yes, yes, yes. This is so pretty. I think I showed another shade of these in one of my makeup videos. This one is the purple. All right. But I didn't even say what I was gonna say. Yeah, for products like this, you can enchant them for wherever you're applying it. So for your lips, if you want to bring out a certain aspect of your voice, or, you know, you can just set that intention. Set that intention. Same thing with a lot of these products and tools that aren't even beauty related, but that have like kind of this wand look, because that's also like, ugh, that's very imaginative. It's very mystical. It's very sci-fi, fairies, princesses. You know, if you get it, you get it. But this one is like this oceanic brush that was in, I think, my last video. But yeah, when you apply it, you set the intention, you get into it, you're adorning yourself. And this is also brings it back to this being like, this is not a new practice. In a lot or some ancient civilizations, taking care of oneself and the effort that one put into beauty was highly valued, and there was a lot of time set aside, you know, a lot of intention, a lot of communicating through not only how you present but how you smell, because for like in ancient Egypt, it was believed that you're preparing the body every day, and that this is a sacred vessel that you're in. So you're showing yourself and the divine respect and, you know, gratitude by adorning yourself and by taking care of yourself. Now, they had practices that were unknowingly toxic at the time, but that can be said for any point in history, including now. You know, not all makeup and beauty products and a lot of feminine products, because most of the market, the economy runs based off of women and our purchases, and so there's definitely a lot marketed to us, and that's where the discernment comes into play. But it's also about balance. I'm learning about natural body oils, butters. I already have a lot of, you know, herbal mixes that I really enjoy. Making teas. Ooh, that's another, we're gonna get into that next. But yeah, and just balancing that out and also taking care of yourself from the inside out. That is super important, because we're talking about the minds, and we're talking about the body, and we're talking about, you know, the spirit, and we're talking about all of its aligning. Now, what we're gonna get into is maybe one of my favorites aspects and methods of this, and that is everything associated with water. So I started off with a tea, so we'll just get into that. Wait, let me see. Okay, period. So when you're making teas, certain herbs have certain intentions, but they also have certain frequencies and flavors that are going to be more or less aligned with you, and that can be determined also what, you know, herbs come from your place, your area, that have been used in your family, because essentially when you're trusting yourself, you're trusting also in your ancestors that live through you, if you know that's the way that you see it. But you're creating something, and water, like liquid, can easily absorb frequency. So you can set it with your mind, and you can set it with your voice. Like, you can speak your intentions over it, you can sing. Even this tapping is like, you know, a nice little, oh, and that comes to, oh, so much to get into, but I guess this kind of relates because water connects to frequency and like the electromagnetic fields. Copper is a really great conductor of energy, and actually I don't know if it's a conductor. Don't, you know, I'm just a young woman. I'm just a young woman here talking about what I think. But it's great for keeping other energies that you don't want off of you. So you can incorporate that into like your glamour magic, or in general your the way you adorn yourself with your accessories. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the way that you adorn yourself with your accessories. I have some bangles on today, and for example, these make a noise, also a frequency that can cleanse, or you know, whatever you want. And I have this black ring, this like little belt, super cute. And then I have a snake, which represents healing in a lot of, you know, cultures, and that aligns with, you know, the coil and the spiral. But anyways, back to water. You know, when you're in the shower, when you're swimming, when you're washing your face, when you're washing your hair, when you're washing your hands, you know, even when you're washing your clothes or anything, or when you're adding water to things, like and also having a water fixture is a very abundant energy, and it can be like, especially if it's moving, if you have some sort of waterfall, that can be really nice for feng shui and for like setting also that kind of like spa mood. Okay, I feel like that's a good coverage on water. Let's burn some more of this. This live is a little bit all over the place, but I feel like it's going to find the right people. Let's see. Ooh, I like this one. Glamour magic as nourishment and healing. Now, this can also be a way to embrace and step into a version of yourself that is abundant, and deserving, and healthy, and cherished. Because it also teaches you to put yourself first. And it can help you connect to yourself and know what works for your body and for you. And while glamour and beauty practices can seem vain to some, it is really not. And one of the easiest ways to kind of remove the ego when it comes to this is by realizing that all the beauty that you see around you is created through your perception of it. It literally exists because you are you and you are here to recognize it. So that kind of erases any idea of jealousy because you're realizing that the beauty around you, the beauty of you it's all a reflection of you. It's all a part of you. And so you realize it's not about being vain. It's not about being above anyone. It's about being you. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you're having a nice evening. Where are y'all tuning in from? I was in Europe for the past year and a half, and I'm somewhere else now. But traveling also makes you realize how much beauty there is in the world. And you can connect with beauty in your own divinity and nature by connecting with the beauty of nature. Going outside, touching that grass. Or on the other hand, going shopping, you know. Now, I think maybe one of the final little points we'll touch on before I say goodnight is lounging and doing this in your own space and not like the magnetism comes naturally. And that's another thing with when you do end up attracting whatever attention or energies that you intended or that you possibly didn't intend to attract, you can filter those out. You can filter those out, and that's where, you know, the selectiveness comes in. But that's transmutation right there, because I think a lot of women may be familiar with how it feels to be lusted after, and it can come with its ups and downs. And the best thing you can do is benefit from the situation and keep yourself safe and put yourself first. So what I was saying about lounging is, aside from the attention you get outside, still doing this at home when you're by yourself, when no one's gonna see you, having, you know, a cute robe or some cute pajamas, the skincare routine, or some sort of ritual that makes you feel, you know, it's not always about putting on makeup. It can be when you take it off that you're, you know, enjoying yourself and adorning yourself. Take care of your space. Stay peaceful. Oh, one more thing I will show, just for y'all who, maybe are relaxing, is this coaster. It has an elephant. Another good example of decor, something to beautify your home or to bring your personality to it, and also it having intention, because the elephants represents abundance in a lot of cultures. So this is cute, and this is associated with my water, so it's a coaster. This symbol, put it down, put my water on it. You see what I'm saying? Now, never say I didn't give y'all game, okay? And I feel so good to be able to share this with y'all, because the thing is, knowledge, or not even knowledge, but just my experience, no matter how much I share it, it's abundant. Like, that's why I love the community of women who support each other and who uplift each other and teach each other, because that's really, that's how we do it over here. All right, it's time for me to call it a night. Thank you for being here. I will see you soon, and